"6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. The United Nations assures it will always work closely with Sri Lanka. The President orders to complete the construction work of bridge across the Kurinchankani Lagoon within 9 months. Development work of the Central Expressway will be completed by 2024. Media Minister Dala Salaha says that the government has launched several programs for the betterment of journalists and established the media freedom. University registration for 2020 GCE Advanced Level Exam students begins today. In foreign news, coronavirus variant fear sparks Africa travel curbs, and those are the headlines. UN Assistant Secretary General for Political, Peace Building and Peace Cooperation Khalid Kihari says the United Nations will always work closely with Sri Lanka. Kihari made these remarks when he met with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. Kihari is visiting Sri Lanka as a follow-up to the bilateral meeting with the President and the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres held in September this year on the sidelines of the 76th session of the UN General Assembly. Kihari conveyed the best wishes of UN Secretary General Guterres to President Rajapaksa and said that the UN is willing to engage in a constructive and positive engagement with Sri Lanka. Expressing satisfaction over the President's affection and interest in the environment, the Assistant General appreciated Sri Lanka's commitment to achieving the Millennium Development Goals. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa expressed gratitude to the UN agencies and donors that have assisted Sri Lanka through the COVAX facility to make the vaccination drive successful. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is directed to complete the construction of the proposed bridge across the Kurinchankani Lagoon within a period of 9 months. Secretary to the Ministry of Highways, R.W.R. Pemasiri, said the President has instructed to complete this under the Vision of Prosperity Policy Manifesto. He also said the 41-kilometer stretch of the Central Expressway from Meerigama to Kurunegala will be opened to the public soon. This was a great victory achieved with absolute dedication in the face of COVID-19 pandemic. He added that the development work of the Central Expressway will be completed by 2024. Steps will be taken to develop all the roads in a timely manner. He also said that all by-roads and access roads in the country would be developed and connected to the main road network expeditiously. The Highways Ministry Secretary expressed these views while speaking at the news briefing held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Media Minister Dala Salaha says the present government has launched several programs for the betterment of journalists and established the media freedom in the country. He said the government has also introduced a special health insurance scheme for the journalists. Media freedom has established within the country. A chartered institution for the journalists will be set up next year. University registration for 2020 GCE Advanced Level students begins today. The University Grants Commission said that it will continue until 5th of December. The results of 2020 GCE Advanced Level examination were released on May 4th, while the minimum Z scores required for the university admission for the academic year 2020-2021 based on these results were released on October 29. As many as 194,297 candidates have qualified for university entrance this time. The Health Ministry reported that another 211 persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus, increasing the daily count of the new cases to 740 yesterday. 6 of new cases are returnees from overseas, while the other 205 cases are associated with the New Year COVID-19 cluster. This increase This increases the total number of COVID-19 cases registered in the country to 560,345, while presently a total of 17,713 infected patients are undergoing treatment island-wide. Commissioner General of Examination Sanath Pujitha retires from his service today. He assumed duty as the Commissioner General of Examinations on November 16th of 2017. He is a senior officer of the Sri Lanka Education Administrative Services with over 30 years of experience in the field of education. He had served in the Department of Examination for over 23 years. The National Building Research Organisation NBRO issued landslide warnings for 7 districts with the prevailing rain. Landslide warnings have been issued for Colombo, Kalutara, Kandy, Kurunegala, Matale, Nuwara and Ratnapura districts. Meanwhile, a flood warning also been issued for residents in the low-lying areas of the Deduroya, as the water level of the Deduroya is rising to minor flood level. Irrigation Department warned that there is a possibility of occurring a considerable flood situation in the low-lying areas of the Deduroya Valley. Residents of the area and the drivers of the vehicles passing through the area are requested to be vigilant of the floods. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The National Building Research Organisation issued landslide warnings for 7 districts with the prevailing rain. Landslide warnings have been issued for Colombo, Kalutara, Kandy, Kurunegala, Matale, Nuwara and Ratnapura districts. Meanwhile, a flood warning has also been issued for residents in the low-lying areas of Deduroya, as the water level of the Deduroya is rising to minor flood level. Irrigation Department warned that there is a possibility of occurring a considerable flood situation in low-lying areas of Deduroya Valley. Residents of the area and drivers of vehicles passing through the area are requested to be vigilant of the floods.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
The recent drop in COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka has come to a halt, and an increase in cases have been reported in several parts of the island, health officials said. A warning of a possible rise in patient numbers in the near future. Public Health Inspectors Union says a COVID case load increases in Colombo, Gampaha, Anuradhapura, Galle and Matara districts. Therefore, people are requested to be strictly to follow the health guidelines as much as possible.
If you follow technical and vocational education and training courses, select a course registered and accredited institute by TVEC. Be aware on unregistered institutes which are promoting without having registration. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for more information. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines of the world news: coronavirus variant fear sparks Africa travel curbs. Death toll soars to 52 in Russian coal mine accident. Croatia-France signs strategic partnership agreement. And those are the headlines of the world news. Travelers arriving in England from several southern African countries will have to be quarantined amid warnings over a new coronavirus variant. UK Health Secretary Sajid Javid said 6 countries would be added to the red list, with flights being temporarily banned. One expert described the variant known as B11529 as the worst one we have seen so far, and there is concern it has the potential to evade immunity. At least 52 people are reported to have died in Russia's worst mining disaster in a decade. The incident started when coal dust in a ventilation shaft caught fire yesterday, filling the Siberian mine with smoke and killing 11. By nightfall, a failed operation to reach dozens of missing miners had turned to a tragedy after several rescuers reported suffocated. Croatia and France signed a strategic partnership agreement and a deal for Croatia to purchase 12 French Rafale fighter jets. The strategic partnership agreement is expected to expand bilateral cooperation to a number of new areas, and it will be a framework for further strengthening bilateral relations between the two nations. And that's world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The Ministry of Highways say all major road junctions that cause a traffic congestion in Colombo City will be widened, and a traffic light signal system with the latest technology will be installed. Plans are afoot to introduce alternative routes such as flyovers to alleviate traffic congestion in areas where there are physical obstacles, and that alternative roads would be constructed in major cities. And that was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Sri Lanka thrashed West Indies by 187 runs in the first cricket test, which ended at the Galle International Cricket Stadium yesterday. Chasing a target of 348, West Indies were bowled out for 160 before tea on the final day, with the two spinners Lasith Ambulenia taking 5 for 43 and Ramesh Mendes 4 for 64, leading the way to get this remarkable win to gain full points 12 for the World Test Championship. Earlier the day started with the West Indies 56 for 6 wickets, but overnight pair Ruma Bonner and wicketkeeper Joshua Da Silva were involved in a fighting 100-run partnership to delay Sri Lanka's victory. Joshua, who scored his third half-century, was the first breakthrough for Sri Lanka 10 minutes before lunch, with leg spinner Ambulenia claiming his third wicket, with Dhananjaya De Silva taking the catch at first slip to end Joshua's 54-run innings. And that was sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
A national program has been implemented to produce young entrepreneurs in the island. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Nama Rajapaksa says the 2022 budget proposal has provided special allocations in this regard. He said business and entrepreneurs are a vital part of country's economic boost and development.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 Go sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Niwad Kapral, says that with all the economic difficulties the country is facing, they will achieve an economic growth of 5% despite starting having a minus 3.5% growth in 2019. The governor said that in the last 18 months, Sri Lanka faced the biggest challenges in its history, with the mounting debt, high global commodity prices, lockdowns and nursing a pandemic, and even providing the third booster dose to the population. Sri Lanka also hopes to get around $6 billion by making use of some of the underutilized assets in Sri Lanka.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The Met Department says the low pressure area prevailed over southwest Bay of Bengal still persists to the east of Sri Lanka. Cloudy skies can be expected over the island, and the misty conditions will prevail over the central hills areas, and particularly during the morning. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in most parts of the island. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in northern, north-central, western, Sabaragamuwa, central and Uva provinces, and in Puttalam, Batticaloa and Trincomalee districts.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Before we wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. The United Nations assures it will always work closely with Sri Lanka. The President orders to complete the construction of the bridge across the Kurincangani Lagoon within 9 months. Development work of the Central Expressway will be completed by 2024. Media Minister Dalla Salahaperuma says that the government has launched several programs for the betterment of the journalists and established the media freedom. University registration for 2020 GCE Advanced Level students begins today. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.